Elk check. I love this plate. So I'm doing an oil change. She definitely had way too much oil in her. And I don't know if the dipstick is slipping up and out. I don't know what the deal is. The trans is out, which is a lot more involved than in the Volvo because you got to take out the exhaust. And the cross member is like goes from side to side instead of just underneath the tunnel. But I've got it down to a science pretty much. Waiting for a seal kit for this. Water temp sensor, new thermostat deal because there's a slow leak right there. Always drips in here. It's got to be coming from here. I definitely need to switch this lead that's, you know, clearly a ground, goes right to a ground, but is red. So everyone jumps it backwards. And my fans, there's the wiring for them. I don't know where they are. Yeah, that's exciting. I got to find my fans. This is the box for the dumpers. Okay, so here's a dumper that I've never successfully wired, and I've scraped on the ground plenty, but never successfully wired. There's a little valve in there that should open and turn this into a straight pipe. And the problem is, that's where I cheaped out. I mean, that's not the problem. That was fine to cheap out on that. I'm glad I spent my money on this. But this, you know, has like a little key fob, and it's supposed to be run off a 12 volt like cigarette lighter. So I kind of want to cut this open and hardwire it, and I kind of also want to hardwire it to a switch instead of a stupid little, you know. Here's the other one because I ordered 2 dumpers, and so here's the second key fob. It's pretty dumb. Oh, and I really need to reconnect the brakes to vacuum because I have no power brakes, but this is a power assisted, you know, it's got a power assist. Oh, and that's not good. That little drip there. We hate that. That might mean the master's starting to go. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna fuck with that. I do need to make a list. So, a list is next. Battery cables, thermostat, temperature thing. Yeah, okay, list time. Oh. Oh. Alright. Now, it's not uncommon to be doing an oil change and find yourself without a filter. So, you know, just grab any old piece of paper, Plant Life, you can get your dick beaters on. Oh yeah, 0 out of 10. Wow, look at that lily pad. I've never seen an oil pad before. Yes. Well, we are in my garage, and I do have plenty of options of filters, but I just love this. I want to try it again. It's totally asinine. Fuck. One of my better inventions, gravity and duct tape. The Lone Wolf 10,000. All you gotta do is duct tape your bullshit to a table, and then you can fill up your old cat litter thing with old oil and never have to, definitely antifreeze in here. Definitely. I also shouldn't have put this leaf in here. The leaf isn't going over the edge yet. Oh, there it goes. Mr. Leaf, please. Well, that should be the oil change sorted, even though I never seem to be able to read anything on this stick anymore, but I think it's because I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dumbass. But I know it's got, I mean, there's not a pool on the floor. Well, there's not, 5 quarts of oil on the floor. I'm happy with it even if I can't see it on the stick. Sometimes, you know, they don't like to let you know anything. They like to keep you in the dark. So luckily I have a spare terminal. Because the red one, I mean, I already cut it, but you can see where the black wire started to come out of there. And this is like a main ground that goes right to the body. And this black one's now going to be ground, so I need a way to, I have these to attach that to. these little back things here. But then what am I supposed to attach all my power leads that are just kind of floating now like this? I should really figure out where they go, and this that needs an end that's not just, you know, wire wrapped around the thing, but I can't attach them anywhere to this. So I'm putting this head on, make my life a little bit easier because I don't really know what a good other solution would be. It used to go on power. One of the leads is bigger. Here, where's the fucking battery? It's over here. So if this is negative now, yeah, look at all that space. So I might have to fucking hammer this one a little tighter, pull out the stud and hammer it tighter and pop that stud back in there so this will clamp appropriately. All right, so quick check-in. This one is a little loose. I don't like that, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I might pull this off and hammer it a little more, but yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the best I can do. I could like file off. I could get in here. I could fuck with it a little more. That one could have a little more touching up, but this one's freaking rock solid. Got the power lead. We'll note. Negative, black to negative, red to positive. That's a win. I gotta put the temp sensor in. That's all pulled out over here. Something else I need to do is fabricate a little bracket, little bracketry for the temp sensor and the oil pressure sensor that are in there so that they can, you know, be in something and they're not just floating around the cab. There's no reason that the ground needs to be that far away. That makes absolutely no sense. So I've taken off the upper radiator pipe and the old thermostat housing, and here, and it points like that, you see? And this is where the temp sensor goes. So I ordered a new thermostat housing that's adjustable the direction it points. Here's this. I need to dial up, I think before I do anything next, honestly, I need to dial up a little mounting plate for this one and the oil gauge, oil pressure gauge. I've ordered a bunch of things. The new that. I should order fans. Working on replacing seals on the transmission because it leaks. And this is actually this little puddle here, because if you look, there's a drip still hanging. And that drip kind of tells me where the leak is. This pin right here that comes down through the bottom, I have to get this pin out so I can pull the reverse, you know, selector back, and I can take off the tail housing, because I need to replace the seal back in here, and I need to replace this seal along here, which is what's leaking down there. But man, ain't she pretty? Oh, look at that. So, if you don't know anything about transmissions, this is actually, I can give you a quick course. These are the forks. The forks are what these shift linkages move. Like, you know, the shift linkages go in these holes here and they move them back and forth. And the forks slide into these. And that means that they, you know, I don't think I'll be able to put it in gear. I don't have enough leverage, and slash the inside of this transmission is hella sharp, so I don't want to be shoving it around. But the forks push these, and these are the little things that, you know, decide what gear it's in. And these also, maybe it can't go into gear because it's in the gear. No, it's not in gear because it's in neutral. So if you look in the side here, in this little thing, you can see these kind of teeth almost. You see them? Yeah. Well, this one that I'm spinning, this bronze one, that's called a synchro. And behind the synchro, you can see in this with the groove, you can see those little black teeth in there. I'm pulling the synchro back so you can see them better. They go all in there. And so what the synchro does, those black teeth mesh with these. These are called the dog teeth. And the dog teeth are permanently attached to this gear. This is first, that's second, that's third, and that's fourth. So what happens is when you move these, the shifter forks move these, and then when they do that, this gets shoved into the synchro, which is a little bronze ring. And then the synchro gets shoved into the dog teeth. and the Synchro is softer metal, so it wears, and it makes the dog teeth, the speed of the dog teeth, match the speed of the gear selector. The fork can really easily put the gear selector into the Synchro because it's not attached to anything. It's just chilling out here on its own, and it's got all these teeth. So it meshes with the Synchro really easy, and then the Synchro sits on the dog teeth and speeds up or slows down the dog teeth accordingly by nature of, you know, wear. It's almost like a brake pad. And it just, but because these teeth are already meshed with the teeth in here, that it basically just syncs the dog teeth with the fork selector. I think I'll be able to edit that into something that makes sense. And this is the reverse gear, and that's a little counter shaft, so because you got to have a third gear to make it spin the opposite way you want. Whatever. What I really need to get out is this pin. And once I get this pin out, well, then all hell breaks loose. Then this whole back shaft comes off, and I got to replace the seal in here, and I got to replace this seal. I've replaced this one already, the seal right back in here, and the seal around this. So, because there's one in here and one out here. That's all set.
Hi, sorry to disturb you this late in the night. I have a serious inquiry directed towards Nickelodeon. My question is, what the fuck are you doing? You know, y'all used to have some fire bitches, and when I turn on the TV, I'm trying to see my favorite bitches. Zoe 101, Jeanette McCurdy. Oh my god. Oh, and now all you got is these preteens. Bro, and I'm not a pedo. I'm not trying to look at these little kids and get aroused. Now I can't watch Nickelodeon with my dick in my hand anymore. I'm fucking upset. This is some fucking bullshit. Dan Schneider. Bring all my bitches back. I need all my bitches. I need all my bitches. The new shit you put out is whack. Dan Schneider. I'm just trying to get an erection, but now that these kids looking 13 and under, my penis will suffer. Damn fucking Schneider! This ain't a fucking game, bitch. I wanna watch a sitcom with my hand on my dick. I wanna see a titty, not fucking get shit. Return all the hot chicks, or you gon' get it, bitch. iCarly, I don't care if you look like Michael Jackson, as long as you giving me action. And Freddy gon' film the reaction. Sam gonna join in and suck me a fat one. Nickelodeon girls, can't live without her. Ariana Grande, I know I drive a Hyundai. I can put you in a coma, have brunch on a Sunday. Fancy my dick, put you in a coffin all night screaming and tossing. Victoria Justice, I know you tryna touch this. Lizzie McGuire is tight, but I bet Zoe's tighter. You can find me in her bed, digging through that vagina. Amanda Bynes, you a little bit crazy, but you can still have my babies. Woo! Go down like a dog with the rabies. Y'all can't save me. A little bit of weed, hard liquor for the ladies, got me feeling like a young Dan Schneider from the 80s with a Jewish law firm and an all-black Mercedes, and she playing with the balls like Brady. Aye. Fuck up with the shitty little kids and their stupid shit. I only wanna see the ones with a body fit, and I don't wanna be the ones to be a little bitch about it, but I'm saying what everybody's thinking. Where the titties at? Dan Schneider, why you ruining your business? You realize I'd probably buy cable if you keeping all the girls and the ratings all stable, cause I ain't trying to see a young baby in the cradle, cause I'm not a pedophile. I'm not trying to see that shit. Come on, man. The girls I've sexualized are all in their 20s and 30s. Disclaimer! I'm not saying you should change all the bitches, but at least something after 10:30. 30! Dan Schneider, bring all my bitches back. I need all my bitches, I need all my bitches, I need all my bitches back.
Minutes ago.
I love you, Dan Schneider, just please bring him back.
Should. Well. Oh goodness. Yeah. That's fourth. I'm going for there. And it's doing the right thing. It's moving the right one, but without the and with no oil in it, I just don't have the leverage, and I don't really want to force it. I should probably top it up with oil and make sure it doesn't leak. However, that sounds awful because if it does leak, there's nothing I'm doing to change that. So I'm going to wait till it's in the car. Next, I'll be riveting in that new floor piece and hopefully making room for all these shift linkages, because you can see where this one has been rubbing on the floor all along here. This is the farthest one out. This is the one that rubs. Only a little bit, but we're going to try to fix that. First, Competition Plus for that drag racing. Ooh.